Hey everybody, this is Ryan Protentialmn for CardRunners.com. This is the second part of my video series, Protential's ABCs of Turbo MTTs. I hope you enjoyed the video and find it to be a useful tool for improving your game. In this video, we are going to discuss the following section: Restealing 101, where to do it, with what kinds of hands to do it, and why. We are going to do an introduction to ICM, discussing it from the first hand to the final table. And finally, we're going to do a complete hand history review of my Hodder 44 victory from earlier this year. Restealing 101. In this section of the video, we are going to use a real hand history to discuss the math and theory behind the following topics: 3-bet deciding, when to 3-bet call or 3-bet fold, 3-bet jamming, when is it too much, and finally, we are going to discuss the differences between using game flow versus frequency to decide whether or not we should resteal. We are going to use this real hand scenario to discuss the math and theory behind restealing. Whether or not we should resteal in this situation depends on multiple factors. First and foremost, what are the characteristics of the hand? For instance, the characteristics of this hand are as follows. We are facing a min raise from the cutoff by a somewhat aggressive player who we have only a little history with, 60 hands in this case. We are playing out of the small blind, 24 big blinds effective, and have Queen 5 offsuit. The villain on our left in the big blind is a turbo regular and has us both covered by a significant amount. Now that we have the hand info out of the way, we need to estimate what range the raiser is opening with based on the information we have available. Then, we need to estimate what range we feel that both players in the hand may play back at us with. From there, we can figure out how often our steal works, which will show how profitable it will be to do so. With the raiser running somewhat aggressive stats, we can assume that they might have a range that looks similar to this: deuces plus, any ace, decent offsuit kings, queen 9 off plus, jack 9 off, connectors as low as 6-7 off, suited connectors as low as 3-4 suited, and suited single gappers like 9-7 suited, 10-8 suited, jack 9 suited, as well as jack 8 off plus, queen 8 off plus, and maybe even as low as king 6 suited. This is a total range of around 40% of hands. When we 3-bet them, as long as we don't have a loose aggressive image, we can assume that both villains will play back at us, usually with a fairly tight range. That range might look like this: ace 9 off plus, ace 9 suited, king 10 suited plus, queen jack, king jack off, and maybe even as low as pocket 5s. This is a total number of 14.5% of hands. With the opener raising 40% of hands, and continuing with 14.5%, this means that when we 3-bet, they will fold about 64% of the time. The big blind will be folding 85.5% of the time, thus in total, they will fold nearly 55% of the time.